Alright, so this video isn't really scripted. It's more so, I got a few talking points, but it's mostly a rant because every once in a while this topic pops up on my channel. It flares up, so to speak, and when it flares up, it tends to disrespect Captain America. And I've never understood the hate towards Captain America and kind of the senseless claims made about him in terms of his power, ability, skill, and all that. So I'm going to go over all that and kind of put into perspective some things about Cap that makes him great and that makes him a lot stronger and capable than people think. Because, usually, for example, it flares up when Death Battle drops because Death Battle once stayed Cap versus Batman. So naturally, people go back to my Cap versus Batman video years ago and comment saying like Cap's nowhere near as good of a fighter, stuff like that. So I'm going to review all the things about Cap. At the end, I'm going to discuss why I feel like Cap has a case for best Avenger and perhaps one of the best heroes ever. So if you like content like that, please hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We do content like this as well as versus battle and straight up power scaling. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoy and let's begin. So first point I want to talk about is physicality. Now, when people argue about Cap and say like he's not good or not good enough, or it's not like they say his physicality is not a strong argument, let's say against someone like Batman, because he's only, quote, peak human. The serum made him just peak human. Not necessarily true for a couple of things. One, the feats contradict this, okay? If he was just peak human, doesn't justify Captain America seeing bullets, dodging lasers, taking hits from Thor, Hulk, Spider-Man, Wolverine, Thanos, the list goes on. Namor, even underwater. Like all these characters as Guardians, the list goes on. He scrapped all of them. Any human that even gets touched by one of their fingers moving remotely fast relative to their standards, you explode. So, clearly he's not just peak human. Also, it makes sense that their standard of peak human is massively beyond ours because humans in Marvel literally fight deviants, which are basically like devils. And it's the race Thanos comes from. Regular New York cops are fighting them. Like, it's ridiculous. They also can process higher dimensional concepts. They are able to use higher dimensional devices. For example, Reed Richards can do things like that. So humans are quite different in the comic book universe. So this weird claim of, oh, he's just peak human is stupid, and the vagueness of it is used in a disrespectful way to say he has this weird quantified cap on him that people put, but it's not there. And you got to remember, a variant of the same drug they gave Cap gave us Sentry, who's ridiculous, who one time in an article or an interview, Stan Lee said Sentry mind hacks the authors. So yeah, it gets a little crazy. Like I said, he isn't just peak human to real world peak human, as he consistently beats or just at least stalemates characters like Spider-Man and even Wolverine. He's also casually dodged lasers, blocked lasers. He's blocked attacks from Thor, Hulk, and Thanos as well. He doesn't get tired. He constantly holds back to not kill you on accident. The difference with Batman is Batman holds back as well, but Batman's holding back from killing you. Cap's holding back from killing you on accident. That is, he might accidentally hit you and your skull explodes because he's so damn strong. You don't have to worry about that with Batman. You have to worry about him killing you if he lets loose with a few hits, few well-placed hits. But Cap would literally kill you, hitting you like if he doesn't care about your life. He's that strong. So yeah, the case of physicality, I feel like it's often downplayed for Cap, and he's underestimated because of that weird, vague label, and it's not a fair label, and his feats contradict it. Moving on, I want to touch on intelligence. So, one of the first things people bring up in the, let's say, Captain America versus Batman is, oh, Batman's way smarter, Cap's not smart. He would get outsmarted, tactically, like dunked on. That's so stupid. See, this isn't the science fair, okay? They're not competing for a grade in chemistry. They are fighting. in terms of knowledge needed to be an adequate fighter or even a superior fighter, both men are relative, and Cap has a case for possibly being superior. He processes information faster than Batman. Like, that's a fact. We know for a fact his brain moves faster than regular humans. Cap's does. We also know that he's able to instantly adapt to new weapons he's using, as stated by Beast. So basically, he picks up a new weapon, he's going to learn how to use it almost instantly. He's learned martial arts and techniques that take people years and just hours. I mean, his processing time, his tactical genius is insane. Not to mention the fact he stated before, he doesn't forget anything. He remembers everything and anything. Not shorting Batman on this. What I'm saying is Cap thinks faster than Batman. So when they get in close quarters, when they're actually fighting, Cap has an advantage in speed of thinking, and he should have an advantage in consistently comparing the two in like reaction speed and reaction time and strategizing. And Cap's consistently considered the best tactician of Marvel, with brainiacs like Reed Richards, Tony Stark, and even amazing former soldiers like Frank Castle and gods like Thor. Cap's the GOAT when it comes to even Scarlet Witch, or not Scarlet Witch, she's a scrub. Oh my god, I can't believe I just disrespected Black Widow like that. But even like Black Widow, someone who's had so many years in the ops, Nick Fury, all of them, none of them compare to Cap as a tactical genius. So his intelligence is always slept on in conversations. I bring up Batman because, like I said, that's the one that flares up the most on my channel. But yeah, his intelligence is always downplayed and undervalued because he's never portrayed as a book smart kind of guy. But that doesn't matter. What matters is he's fighting, and his intelligence as a fighter is insane. Next up, fighting skill. Yes, believe it or not, people sleep on Captain America's fighting skill. There's some weird belief that characters like Batman massively are more skilled than Cap. I don't know where this hate on Captain America as a martial artist came from, but it doesn't make sense. And if you even read a little bit of his comics, you would understand it's stupid to say he's not one of the god tiers in skill. He regularly spars with Shang-Chi, one of the best martial artists in Marvel Comics, period. He was considered godly in skill by Thor, who has fought Hercules multiple times, and Hercules is literally god tier when it comes to skill with his lore. Cap, like I mentioned before, mastered techniques and fighting skills that take people years and just hours. He's also mastered something completely that doesn't even follow physics. It doesn't make sense, and he made sense of it as a fighter. It's absolutely ridiculous, and of course I'm talking about his shield physics. Iron Fist and Black Panther know more martial arts than Batman, given they know dozen unique fighting styles to their own cultures on top of every single fighting style on Earth, according to Marvel Premiere. There are more than 170 martial arts in the world, just regular, generic, real-world type martial arts, and we know Batman only knows 120 plus martial arts. So even a Moon Knight type character, who in his debut was stated to know all the martial arts, has a case for knowing more martial arts than Batman. So I think disrespecting Captain America in terms of his skill gets real dangerous, because there's actually some arguments for Cap being vastly superior in terms of, oh, he knows more martial arts. By the way, I don't think knowing more martial arts makes you a better fighter. There's got to be demonstrated prowess with the martial art, and how good are you. So I could know 20 different martial arts. I know several forms of martial arts. Damn sure haven't mastered a lot of them, so I can't say I'm a master of all of them. So even if you know them, it doesn't necessarily mean you mastered them, or if you even really use it a lot. So I don't think that means every Marvel character that has skills above Moon Knight is above Batman. I'm just saying it's a slippery slope when you get into that argument, and you need to, like, people need to stop disrespecting Captain America's skill, because he's a beast. Now, when I talk about his case for best Avenger, one, he's the original, the OG Avenger. He's the symbol of hope in Marvel for heroes. That shield, the shield of Captain America, it represents, fighting back, resisting the bad guys, standing up for what's right. He's the symbol of the Avengers. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what Disney says about Captain Marvel being, whatever. They are not who represents the Avengers, the ideals and the idea of the Avengers is represented by Captain America. That's why I say he has the case arguably for best Avengers. It shouldn't be about power. It's about the role you play and what role you are supposed to play. 2, he also leads by example. Almost no one else in comics, like even on the hero side, has as good of a record as Cap when it comes to leading by example. Some of them have hypocritical moments. They look bad. You know, there's the Starks, there's Batman. Batman's not that great of a leader, guys. Like, come on, he doesn't tell his team anything. Doesn't communicate well. People fanboy over him in his own verse, like Supergirl, but he's really not that great of a leader. Doesn't really tell people stuff. He's great on his own, and he could win a lot on his own, but he could definitely be a better leader. Cap's a way better leader, and he leads by example. He's always in the trenches. You know, whatever happens, Cap is riding for his team, and he's doing his best to lead them to victory, which is why, you know, I think as the Avengers, with their purpose obviously being a team, the GOAT leader of them is probably going to be the GOAT too, and he is for sure the GOAT leader. Even Thor and characters like Hulk, they all look to guidance from Captain America when they go into battle. Like I said, power isn't a factor. It's who he is as a character and how he is, and that's why they trust him so much. He refuses to quit as well. If Captain America can fight, he's going to fight. I think one thing the MCU did capture well is the fighting spirit of Captain America. It's almost unrivaled by anyone. I would say characters like Ben Grimm, of course, are up there because he's the GOAT, but he's just top tier. Batman's up there as well for DC, but his will to fight and his refusal to quit, coupled with his leadership skill, just makes him like an unquantifiable asset to the Avengers, and I think it makes him the most, perhaps the most valuable, not just the GOAT of the Avengers. As well as he's consistent and dependable. Captain America almost never jobs. Almost everybody in comics jobs. You rarely see Captain America job. That kind of consistency and dependability is something you need, and it's something you need on your team of Avengers. And like I said, Cap has a really strong case for best Avenger ever. Definitely the OG, and in my opinion, one of the best characters ever, and case for one of the best characters ever. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. If you think Cap is underrated, let me know in the comment section. If you think he's overrated for whatever reason, let me know in the comment section down below. I definitely think Cap's one of those characters that's so consistent, so well written. It's kind of weird to hate on him, but every once in a while you do, and it's typically for power scaling purposes that they hate on him. But yeah, they're usually wrong anyway. They downplay him, and he's really skilled, and he's a lot more physically capable than people think. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. It's been your boy, your favorite villain, and I will see y'all later. Peace.